He is just a friend. Stop being so insecure. That's what my wife said when I caught her texting him at midnight. So I decided to test that friendship. Last Saturday, she lied about girls' night and went to meet him at a fancy restaurant. What she didn't know. I was already inside, waiting at their table. With his pregnant wife. The look on both their faces when they walked in holding hands. Priceless. By Monday morning, they'd both lost their jobs. By the end of the month, we were both filing for divorce. Here's exactly how it all went down. This is my story. And trust me, you're not ready for where this goes. Her name was Sarah. We met when we were both 28, and honestly, we moved fast. Too fast, probably. But when you think you've found the right person, you don't want to wait around, you know? We got married within a year, bought a small house in the suburbs, and settled into what I genuinely believed was a good life. We talked about kids early on. Tried for maybe 3 years, went to a few doctors, did some tests. Eventually, we both just agreed. We were okay with it being just us. And for a while, that was enough. We had our thing. Friday nights were movie nights, she'd pick one week, I'd pick the next. Sunday mornings we'd grab coffee from this little place downtown and walk through the park for an hour. Simple stuff. Nothing fancy. But it felt solid, you know? Like we had our rhythm. I thought we were happy. I really did. Looking back now, maybe I was just comfortable. Maybe we both were. But at the time, I didn't question it. It started about 3 months ago. Sarah came home from yoga one night and mentioned this guy named Marcus. Marcus showed me this amazing stretch for my hip, she said, all excited. I've been dealing with that tightness for weeks and he fixed it in like 2 minutes. I didn't think anything of it. She'd had guy friends before. I had female friends. We weren't one of those couples who got weird about that stuff. But then it became a pattern. Marcus recommended this podcast about mindfulness. Marcus said I should try this new protein powder. Marcus thinks we should add more strength training to the class. Marcus. At first, I just nod along. But after a few weeks, I started noticing other things too. She'd stay late after yoga now. Just grabbing smoothies with the group, she'd say. But the group always seemed to include Marcus. Her phone was face down constantly. Every single time she put it on the counter, face down. When she'd get a text, she'd smile at the screen and I'd ask, "What's funny?" and she'd just say, "Oh, nothing," and change the subject. If I walked into a room while she was on her phone, she'd casually swipe away from whatever she was looking at. Not quickly, not suspiciously, just casually. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. That's the thing about cheating, right? Or at least the beginning of it. It's not always dramatic. It's small. It's subtle. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. 2 weeks ago, we were lying in bed. It was almost 11 at night and Sarah was on her phone, smiling at the screen, typing something out. I couldn't take it anymore. "Who are you texting?" I asked. Tried to keep my voice calm. She didn't even look up. "Marcus. Why are you texting him at 11 o'clock at night?" That's when she finally looked at me. And the expression on her face, it wasn't guilt. It wasn't shame. It was annoyance. "You're overreacting," she said. "He's just a friend. Don't ruin this with your insecurities." I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. Insecurities. I hadn't said anything for weeks. I'd been the understanding husband. The guy who didn't want to be controlling or jealous or one of those insecure men who can't handle their wife having male friends. And now I was insecure. I didn't say anything. I just turned over and stared at the wall. She kept texting for another 20 minutes before she finally put her phone down and went to sleep. I didn't sleep at all that night. I just laid there, staring into the dark, feeling this pit in my stomach getting deeper and deeper. The next morning, after Sarah left for work, I did something I never thought I'd do. I checked our phone bill. We had a shared plan, so I could see everything online, every call, every text, every data usage. I logged in, pulled up the last month, and there it was. Hundreds of texts between Sarah and Marcus. Not just a few here and there. Hundreds. Some days they'd exchange over 50 messages. And calls. Lots of calls. There was a 47-minute call from last Tuesday. Tuesdays when I work late. There was another one from Thursday afternoon, 58 minutes. She'd told me she was running errands that day. I sat there staring at the screen, feeling sick. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because if I confronted her with just phone records, she'd have an excuse ready. We're just friends. You're being paranoid. You're invading my privacy. I needed more. Last Friday, Sarah came into the living room while I was watching TV. "Hey, I'm going out tomorrow night," she said, all casual. Girls' night. Dinner and drinks with Emma and Jess. Emma and Jess were her best friends. They did girls' nights every few weeks. Nothing unusual. "Oh yeah? That sounds fun," I said. Smiled at her. "Where are you guys going?" "We haven't decided yet. Probably that new wine bar downtown." "Cool. Have fun." She seemed relieved that I didn't push back. She came over, kissed me on the forehead, and went to take a shower. As soon as I heard the water running, I grabbed my phone and called Emma. "Hey man," she answered. Emma was always friendly with me. "What's up?" "Not much." "Hey, are you excited about tomorrow night?" There was a pause. A long one. "Tomorrow night? What's tomorrow night?" My heart started pounding. Aren't you guys doing girls' night? You, Sarah, and Jess?" "No. I mean, we've been talking about planning one, but we haven't set a date yet." "Is Sarah saying we have plans?" I tried to keep my voice steady. "Oh, you know what, I probably got my days mixed up. My bad." "No worries. Tell Sarah to text me though, we really should plan something soon." "Yeah, definitely. Talk to you later." I hung up and just sat there. She'd lied. Straight to my face. Completely made up a girls' night that didn't exist. I spent the rest of Friday and most of Saturday thinking about what to do. I could confront her before she left. Tell her I knew she was lying. But then what? She'd just make up another excuse, get defensive, turn it around on me. Or I could wait. See where she was actually going. See what she was actually doing. Get proof. So Saturday afternoon, I told her I was probably just gonna order some food and watch the game. She seemed happy about that. Relieved, even. She spent over an hour getting ready. Did her hair, put on makeup, more than she'd worn in months. She put on these tight dark jeans and this black top that showed off her shoulders. Heels. The heels she only wore for special occasions. She looked beautiful. And that made it hurt even more. At 7:15, she came downstairs, grabbed her purse, and kissed me on the cheek. "Don't wait up," she said. "We might be out late. Have fun. Tell the girls I said hi." "I will." She walked out the door. I waited exactly 5 minutes. Then I grabbed my keys and followed her. She drove downtown to this upscale Italian place called Giovanni's. The kind of restaurant with white tablecloths and candles on every table. The kind we used to go to for our anniversary. I watched her park, check her makeup in the rearview mirror, then walk inside. I sat in my car for about 10 minutes, just processing, trying to figure out what to do next. Then I saw him. Marcus walked up to the entrance, tall, fit, probably mid-30s. Man bun. Designer sweatpants and a fitted Henley, the yoga instructor look. He looked confident as hell. He walked inside and I felt like I was going to throw up, but I still didn't move. That I needed to actually see them together. I needed proof.So I sat there like an idiot, watching through the window. That I could see them get seated at a corner table, away from everyone else, romantic. Intimate. I watched them laugh. Watched her lean in close. Watched her reach across the table and touch his hand. That's when my phone buzzed. A text from a number I didn't recognize. Is your wife Sarah? Blonde, about 5 feet 6 inches, drives a silver Honda? I stared at the message. My heart was racing. That I typed back, yes. Who is this? My name is Rachel. I think our spouses are having dinner together right now. I'm Marcus's wife. I almost dropped the phone. I called the number immediately. A woman answered on the first ring. Where are you? I asked. Parked across the street from Giovanni's. You? Same. Want to go inside? I hesitated for maybe 2 seconds. Yeah. Let's go. We met on the sidewalk in front of the restaurant. Rachel was pretty, looked tired, like she'd been crying recently. We didn't do small talk. We didn't introduce ourselves properly. We just walked in together. The hostess greeted us with a big smile. Good evening. Do you have a reservation? We're meeting someone, I said. I scanned the room and spotted them immediately. Back corner, candlelit table, Marcus's hand covering Sarah's. There, I said to Rachel. We walked straight over. They didn't see us until we were standing right next to their table. Sarah looked up first. The color drained from her face so fast I thought she might actually pass out. Hey honey, I said. My voice was calm. Too calm. Funny running into you here. Marcus turned around, saw Rachel, and his expression went from confusion to pure panic in about half a second. Babe, he started. Don't. Rachel cut him off. Her voice was shaking but firm. Just don't. Sarah was frozen. Her mouth slightly open, looking between me and Rachel like she couldn't process what was happening. So I pulled out a chair and sat down at their table. Rachel did the same. Girls' night, huh? I said. With Emma and Jess. Jake, I can explain. I called Emma yesterday. She had no idea what I was talking about. Marcus tried to stand up. Look, man, this isn't. Sit down, Rachel said coldly. You're going to sit there and listen. Saturday the table next to us had gone completely quiet. They were definitely listening. I didn't care anymore. How long? Rachel asked, looking at Marcus. He didn't answer. How long? She repeated, louder this time. 2 months, Sarah whispered. I actually laughed. It just came out. 2 months. And you called me insecure. It's not what you think, Sarah started. It's exactly what I think, I interrupted. You've been sneaking around with this guy for 2 months. Lying to me. Gaslighting me, making me feel crazy for even noticing, and tonight you got all dressed up to have a romantic dinner with him while I sat at home thinking you were with your friends. Tears were streaming down her face now. Jake, please. I'm done, I said. Just said it plain. I'm staying at my brother's place tonight. I want you out of the house by the time I get back tomorrow. We're getting divorced. Rachel stood up too. She looked at Marcus with this expression that was half heartbreak, half pure fury. I'm pregnant, she said. 12 weeks. I was going to tell you tonight. Marcus's face went completely white. Sarah covered her mouth with her hand. Rachel pulled off her wedding ring and dropped it into Marcus's water glass. It made a little splash. Don't come home, she said. Then we walked out together, left them sitting there in complete silence. The whole restaurant was staring that I didn't look back. It's been 2 weeks since the restaurant that I'm still at my brother's place. He's been amazing through all this. Lets me crash in his guest room, listens to me vent at 2 a.m., doesn't judge me for the times I've just completely broken down. Sarah's been blowing up my phone. Texts, calls, voicemails. At first it was all apologies and begging. I'm so sorry. Please talk to me. We can work through this. Then it turned angry. I humiliated her. I set her up. I'm cruel for bringing Rachel into it. I haven't responded to any of it. My lawyer told me not to. Yeah, I got a lawyer. Filed for divorce 3 days after the restaurant. I'm not dragging this out. We don't have kids. Our finances are pretty separate. I want nothing from her except to be done. Rachel and I have stayed in touch, not in a romantic way, neither of us is in that headspace. But we've become friends through this whole mess. She's seeing a therapist, staying with her sister. She's keeping the baby, Marcus won't be in the picture. Here's the crazy part. Sarah's parents called me, they had no idea what happened. Sarah told them we were separating because I'd become controlling and paranoid. I explained the truth, calmly. Offered to show them the phone records if they wanted proof. Her dad apologized profusely, her mom cried. They said they didn't raise her to be like this. I felt bad for them. They're good people, and here's the karma part. Sarah got fired from her job. Turns out Marcus wasn't just some guy from yoga. He was a client at the consulting firm where she worked. Their affair violated company policy. When HR caught wind of it after the restaurant scene went semi-viral on local social media, they launched an investigation. Both of them got terminated. It's been 3 months now, the divorce is finalized. I'm officially single. Sarah tried reaching out one last time through a mutual friend, saying she wanted closure. I declined. I don't owe her that. Marcus and Sarah are still together, from what I hear, but it's not going well. Turns out building a relationship on lies and betrayal doesn't create a solid foundation. Who knew? Rachel's doing great. She's 7 months pregnant now, glowing. We still text occasionally, just checking in. She told me she's grateful for how everything went down. As painful as it was, now she knows the truth. I moved into my own apartment last month. It's small, but it's mine. I'm sleeping better than I have in years. I've started going to therapy. My brother suggested it, said I needed to process everything before I buried it. He was right. I've been talking through a lot, not just the affair, but the marriage in general. My therapist asked me when I last felt truly happy with Sarah. I realized it had been years. We'd been coasting, going through the motions. Maybe she felt it too and just dealt with it in the worst possible way. I don't forgive her. I probably never will, but I'm starting to see that the end of this marriage isn't just because of her cheating. It's because we stopped being partners a long time ago. I've been reconnecting with old friends, picking up hobbies I dropped. I forgot how much I liked hiking. Went on a trail last weekend and felt more at peace than I have in months. I'm not dating yet. Not ready for that. But for the first time in a long time, I feel like myself again. Looking back, the signs were all there. I just didn't want to see them. But I'm glad I trusted my gut in the end. I'm glad I didn't let her gaslight me into thinking I was crazy, and I'm especially glad I walked into that restaurant.So. That's my story. My wife said he was just a friend. Told me to stop overreacting, and in one silent move, walking into that restaurant with his wife, the truth came crashing down. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. If you're going through something similar, trust your gut. Don't let anyone make you feel crazy for noticing what's right in front of you. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that subscribe button. We share real stories from real people every single day here on Reddit. Family stories, stories about relationships, family drama, betrayal, and everything in between. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Would you have done the same thing? Or would you have handled it differently? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.